So the word of the day is ICE. Not ICE is in a freezer, ICE is in Immigration Custom Enforcement. Now, there's a perceived view that ICE is going into neighborhoods and terrorizing those communities and engaging in undue and overly aggressive enforcement. We're seeing that specifically in California, where there are riots going on now because the communities are mad as heck and they're not going to take it anymore. There's a view that ICE is coming in and intimidating, and they're just being too unduly harsh with respect to the enforcement of federal law. Now, that's a political issue. Let's talk about the legal one. The legal one is that California is now suing the federal government, and they're suing them because the federal government has mobilized the National Guard, 4,000, in addition to the Marines. But let's talk about the National Guard. They're called the National Guard, but they are under, that is the National Guard, state control. And in order to mobilize the National Guard, you need state approval. Either the state has to request from the federal government or has to consent. Neither of that happened here. And the only way under federal law you get the National Guard is if, one, there's going to be an invasion by a foreign territory, or number two, there's a rebellion, neither of which the argument is present here. And so the view of the matter is, by the state officials, the governor of California, that this is a power grab, that this is not authorized, that there is no foreign invasion, that there is no rebellion, and that local law enforcement officials can handle and otherwise take care of it. And the lawsuit is predicated upon a few grounds. Number one, the ground is that it exceeds federal authority, it exceeds federal law. Number two, the ground is that not only does it exceed federal authority, but it usurps the state's authority, because the Constitution says whatever is not specifically given to the federal government is left for the states. And number three, really, is that it's an arbitrary measure. Just by way of context, the last time the National Guard was called in without the approval of the governor was back in 1965, when it needed to be sent in because of civil rights enforcement in Alabama. Now, in California, the National Guard was sent in 1992. That was the Rodney King riots. He was the African-American motorist who was beaten by officers, which led to a major issue and major riots in California. But that was done by the request of the governor. So that, by and large, is the issue that's presented. This will surely go to the Supreme Court. It'll be an issue with respect to what the government has in terms of the federal government's authority versus the state's authority. But at the end of the day, there is a view by the governor of California that the local officials had it under control. They do have it under control. We don't need the federal government here to otherwise micromanage our issues and our business and allow us to police ourselves without your intervention. And by the way, don't use the military on the citizens for civil enforcement. Those are the issues involved. It'll land in the Supreme Court most assuredly. What they decide is for another day. May the law be with you. See you on YouTube for more.